Pisces, I woke up this morning and I thought it's got to be Pisces today. So here we are, okay? This is your reading for Pisces for August 2023. It's going to cover love, it's going to cover career, it's going to cover any channeled messages that we draw down. I'm a Pisces too, so we're kind of collectively doing this today. Anything we draw down from spirit that you need to know, okay? Sometimes the cards will fall on the floor. Oh, there's quite a few cards here. Brilliant. Oof. Okay. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. What a collection. Already I can see there's a situation. It looks a little bit like drama. It looks a little bit like the stuff going on. Let me show you the cards, Pisces, so you can see it for yourself. These are the cards that show where we are when we come into the month. We've got the Five of Swords, or Venus in Aquarius, up here. And we've got the Ace of Wands over here. I'm glad to see the Ace of Wands, and I'm also glad to see the Knight of Wands. But what it shows me is that there's a situation where there's been stops and starts. The Five of Swords is definitely a stop card. It's Venus in Aquarius, it's a sense of detachment. Some of you may be dealing romantically with somebody, and I've only just noticed this. There's someone walking off in the background. Never noticed it in this deck before. So, somebody is picking up the spoils of war who was never in the contest. There's a sense of detachment, but also being there at the same time. Now, Pisces, you know that the symbol for Pisces is two fish going in different directions. And we talk about this a lot, but Pisces has the ability to be going forwards and backwards at the same time, as these fish tied together kind of do this. One foot is in and one foot is out. You are detached about some aspect of a romantic relationship. Maybe you're trying to create space. Maybe you're trying to back off a bit, because as Pisceans, we can become very integrated romantically, whether it's with an idea or with a person or even with a job. So part of you wants to move forward and feels this, and part of you wants to retract and pull back and think, I need to get a bit more control over this. I need to get a bit more head over heart in this situation. Could be with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but I think it's more the sort of flavour of the card, which is a flavour of wanting to be there but wanting to not be there at the same time. Very common for Pisceans to do this. Leave me a comment in the comment section about just that, okay? Tell me about being a Pisces and feeling attached and detached at the same time. It's fascinating. Okay, then we've got the Ace of Wands. And we've got the Knight of Wands. This is a card, so that's a card about stopping. That's a card of absolute starting. Almost whether we like it or not this month, there's a sense of passion, urgency, maybe creativity as well, that's kind of linked to all these things. Pisceans tend to find, I think anyway, and I'm Pisces with Pisces rising, I think that Pisceans blur the sort of lines that other people have between this is my career, this is my love life, this is my family, or whatever. Pisces kind of, if it affects one part of your life, it's probably going to affect the other. Just seeing a white butterfly, by the way, flying just over there, looking really beautiful. So that may be a sign for somebody. Okay. This is a beating heart. This is a passion, it's a pulse. It could be with a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. It's definitely Kundalini energy rising, a feeling of wanting to get close to something, wanting to burn something, you know, in a real kind of passion, sexuality, freedom, creative ideas. All of that stuff is associated with the Ace of Wands. And particularly, of course, sexuality. It's very phallic, the Ace of Wands. and the beginning of something, the start of something. It's a rocket of desire. It's gorgeous energy, the Ace of Wands, because aces are clean energy. They're just starting. They've come in. They're like, yeah, let's light this up. You could have chemical or physical feelings for somebody and mental reservations at the same time. Very, very common for Pisces. One fish is like, phew, I've got to get on that. And the other fish is like, no, you haven't. You've done this before. You know what you're like, you know, and it's yip, yip, yip like this in the background. And the other fish is like, woohoo, I've got my disco pants on. I'm ready to rock and roll. Do you know what I mean? I hope so, because otherwise I've been singing and dancing in front of a load of Pisceans who you're like, what's she talking about? I know you know what I mean, though. I know you do. Okay. Then we get this very sober card. So after the we've got oof. Okay, now two people are walking in the snow and there's a lighted church window. There's an invitation. There's a sense of comfort, but at the same time, these two people, they're outside. They're outsiders. It's a feeling of maybe rejection. You may have had this. It's a feeling of wanting to be alone. It's solitude. I mean, there's two of them, but it's the feeling of being invited into something that you kind of know. You know, it could be familiar to you. It could be comforting to you, but you kind of know it's not been good to you. So you want to go the long way round. You want to take the walk in the snow. Also, notice we've got 5 here and a 5 here. 5 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles. 5s are spiritual interrupters in the tarot. So whatever you've got going on is going to be off, on, and you'd be like, okay, this is a bit of a kind of mini roller coaster. Then the Knight of Wands, in they come. Knight of Wands is like this. See how he enters the scene, like, yeah, come on. And of course he's holding the big stick that's in the Ace of Wands. So there's a connection to physical attraction, to things being charismatic, to someone coming in either suddenly or that you already know, and just kind of riding. If you have reservations, and this is just, I'm just saying, okay, don't shoot the messenger. If you have reservations and you're wanting to get an intellectual grip on this, you may be overtaken by this kind of pash. You know, there's a lot of fire, there's a lot of passion. Nobody would blame you, Pisces, this month. Nobody would blame you for getting wrapped up in something or carried away with something. You know, it's almost inevitable. Oof. And then we get the 10 of Wands, which is, again, it's like the come down. It's a real... Actually, when you get the 10 of Wands and the 1 of Wands or the Ace of Wands, it's really good because at the moment, Pisces, what's happening is you're cycling through. You're cycling through getting excited, feeling reservations, getting excited, feeling reservations, somebody being quite unpredictable, and then you getting sick of it and thinking, no, I'm dropping this bundle, no more of this. You know, dropping the cycle and then picking it up again with the Ace of Wands. For some of you, you may be involved in a bit of an on-off relationship. Or there may just be the flavour of an on-off relationship you've had previous to August, just knocking around. Yeah. Lot of Wands. Lot of Wands. So we've then got the 7 of Wands. Interesting, because it's Leo energy. It's Mars in Leo, and we are in Leo season, at least until about 20th. What's going to happen here, Pisces? And I've got a card to talk about as well. Oof, yes. What's going to happen here is there will come a crunch point in this scenario where you will be called upon, and it's something Pisces finds really hard to do, but it's very good for you, to state your boundary or to stake your position in this connection with somebody. Okay? Now again, for some of you this might be in career, but I think it's across all aspects. You're off on your push-pull, your chase-be chased, and then suddenly you turn around and think, I really need to set out my stall here. I need to make it clear to this person where I am, where I stand. And I need to protect certain aspects of myself. And that's what the Three of Swords is coming in with here. Okay? This is carrying the big stick, telling people, don't cross this line. Just don't cross this line with me. Okay? If you're out, you're out. If you're in, you're in. And of course, Pisces, this depends on you too. Whether you've got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You need to make a decision where you jump, which side of the fence. What do you want? Okay, what do you want out of this? What do you want out of this job? What do you want out of this relationship? And then state it. And this is something you've struggled with in the past, as many Pisceans, and I'm putting my hand up here, and it should stay up, that many Pisceans have, is boundaries. And dealing with, this is something that's happened before. So you may have found in previous relationships you also struggled with boundaries. You have the opportunity, if this is someone you're already connected with, to get to the very heart and soul of something that you feel has been standing in the way. Okay, you have that opportunity. But the universe wants you to take it further and practice what you preach, walk the walk, whatever you want to call it, and say, this is me, this is where I'm at, this is what I want, and that's it. At the moment, because you and Pisceans are very like this, we're very open-ended. It's like, well, I don't really know what I quite want. It'd be okay if it goes this way, it'd be okay if it goes that way. And I'm sort of floating along and seeing which way the wind blows me, you know, a bit like a bottle on the ocean. Because we're fish. It's a bit nebulous, that's what we're like. Neptune and Jupiter are our rulers. Neptune is like dreaminess and glamour and spirituality, and Jupiter is about expansion, not contracting into rules. But that will only get you so far, and Pisces, this sort of up and down, which is, it's not, because when I said roller coaster, I thought it's not a roller coaster. It's not. It's a wave. This whole situation for you in August is a wave, and you may have to surf it. You may have to take control of it. Okay? Oh, wrong camera. King of Swords. I love the fact that the back of him is a butterfly in this one. King of Swords. Okay. King of Swords is a type. So, could be called mad, bad and dangerous to know, but I prefer to say King of Swords is someone who's clever. So you're dealing here with somebody who's witty, clever and, you know, just intellectual. Pisces usually likes this because Pisces mind, a bit like Gemini mind, and you could be dealing with a Gemini or an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Pisces mind tends to want to go to lots of different places. And it's a bit like this cloth. This is a mermaid cloth. It's not one colour. When the sun shines on it, it's all different colours of the rainbow. That is what Pisces is like. You want to have a myriad of conversations and ideas and thoughts and places to go, and you want it to be kaleidoscopic. It's what Pisceans do. So King of Swords is kind of perfect for you in some ways. This person is intellectual, they're funny, they may communicate with you very well on the telephone or text messaging. There could be buzzwords, wordplay, sort of witty things, in jokes between you, that kind of stuff. Piscean loves all that. Pisces. But the other side of this person, and we'll have a little looky-see, is sometimes that they are tight in their emotions. If you imagine when you've been running, and it's not something Pisces normally does, a bit more like dancing and ice skating, but let's say you do that. You kind of go running or something, or you walk a lot, and you feel your calf muscles are tight. This person, when they're in a relationship and it goes in any kind of sort of emotional direction, where they might have to take account of themselves or speak emotionally with you, it gives them tight muscles. And historically, it feels like you may have been a bit starved of the warmth and responsiveness that a Piscean needs, but very often doesn't know they need and doesn't ask for. You've got the witty repartee, you've got the communication, but you don't have necessarily the easy warmth. Maybe you have it through the chemistry or the sex side of it, but you don't have it in the kind of other side of it, for want of a better word. Now, very interestingly, we've got the Six of Pentacles, which is a card of giving and receiving. Pisces, this is going to sound old-fashioned, and feel free to, take it on in the comments section. Pisceans are born to receive. Pisces is a very feminine energy sign. Regardless of gender, it's a feminine energy sign. In the times that you have found yourself in what's more masculine energy, where you're going outside yourself, you're being linear and you're being external, this will probably be uncomfortable for you and not bring out your most natural talents. A Piscean who receives is like a mirror that reflects back to the person who's doing the giving. I feel there's going to come a point, and it may be because you've set out your stall, and by the way, stating your boundary is a very feminine energy thing to do. It's just how you do it. As a feminine energy, you make sure that the boundary within is there first before it is then communicated in a non-combative and just, this is how I feel. This is where I'm at. This is how it feels to me. I don't feel like doing that if that doesn't happen. It's that kind of language. So it's time for you in this particular connection to be receiving, because then you can blossom and shine and give back, and it's a reciprocity. So they're giving to you, you're receiving, and the gratitude and the way you light up goes back to the person, to the relationship. And if you are single, practice this in your life, because it will attract a very giving person to you. So practice receiving in shops, when people smile at you in the street. Be safe, obviously, while doing it. Friends, neighbours, anybody at work, doesn't matter. Put yourself in receiving mode. Show gratitude when people give to you. Learn to receive. It's actually a very natural talent for you, Pisces. But in the relationship you're in, it hasn't come into play enough. Yeah, look. 5 of Wands. We have a bit of a disconnect, then a connect, then a disconnect, then a connect, and then a despair. Like, why is this up and down and off and on? You need to step into your receiving energy and stay there. It's very hard for a Pisces to stay anywhere. But when it comes to feminine energy, because it moves a little like a wave itself and it's a bit nebulous, it won't be quite so difficult. When we get the 5 of Wands and now we've got 3 5s, there's a pattern in your connection or your life that needs to be interrupted and will be interrupted. 5 of Wands is when people are fighting against each other, and it's because there isn't an energy exchange of giving and receiving. It's either 2 people trying to give or 2 people trying to receive. You need to be on the receiving end. They need to be on the giving end if they want to be with you. Yes. We get the 3 of Cups. This is a good month. And I'm going to make the square go away so I can show you the other 2 cards. It's a good month for you to get out anyway and find connection with other people, to do the things you love, to build up your independence in this situation is very important. So going out with friends, connecting with people, any kind of connection will be good. And then we have another 7. We had a 7 up here. We've got the 7 of Pentacles. What you will then do, I think, because we have a full moon in Pisces. I think it's on the last day of August. And a full moon in Pisces, you absolutely surrender. And it's whether you surrender into this relationship or whether you surrender out of this relationship. Either, by that point, I think you will have known and decided in your life, and this may happen about an ex, it may be that you're going over a relationship, but you will have decided, and this is what the 7 of Pentacles does, is decide whether you wish to continue to invest in this relationship. And that doesn't mean actively doing anything. It just means continuing to be there. Because being is the feminine energy. Okay? Wowzers, Pisces. In the extended reading, I am going to look at the other person. That's what I normally do. And particularly in this, because in some readings, the other person isn't there. And I feel like your person is detached. And I'm going to look at that. I'm going to look at the best way forward. I'm going to look at how they feel about you. I'm going to channel messages from your person. And I'm going to get a bit freaky and weird because I'm dealing with Pisceans. So we get to do that in the extended reading. Yeah. 4 of Pentacles. When you find your strength in this, you will stick. That's when you can stay where you are. And it will stop kind of being a wave and start being a thing. Watch out, 8 of Swords, for naysayers, even if it's your friends, for anybody being discouraging to you. And also watch out for your own mental limitations. You can create anything you want, Pisces. Anything you want. Look at that. That's a worrying Pisces at 4 o'clock in the morning. Got the 8 and the 9 of Swords in there. Pisces, don't overthink it if you can help it. Get into your own skin, get into your feminine energy, and be grateful for everything that you receive, and you will find, yes, that more comes to find you. And somebody, either that you're involved with already, gosh, will come forward. Instead of flip-flopping and hot and colding, which is what's happening at the moment. Woof. Pisces, your outcome cards are 3 major arcanas. The Wheel of Fortune, Strength, and the High Priestess. By God, Pisces. You are the High Priestess, the absolute epitome of feminine energy. Strength, again, is a feminine energy card, and how feminine energy has control over the Lion. To some of you, it might be a Leo or a fire sign that you're involved with here. Pisces, you will have this in the palm of your hand. Oh, yes. Very nice. In the suds of your bath. And the Wheel of Fortune is just telling us there's a change. There's going to be a change in fortune. Intimacy, that's what we're wanting here, okay? Pisces, the almost slightly difficult question is you asking yourself, I think, Have I got one foot in and one foot out? Am I fully in my feminine energy? Am I fully in my receiving? Leave me a comment about that, Pisces. I'm really interested about Pisces and feminine energy. The two things go hand in hand, okay? I am going to go and do the extended. I'm going to do it now. If this really has resonated and it's your story and you want to take it further, that is the first link in the description box underneath the video, and we will go swing and channel until we can channel no more. See you on the other side. Namaste.